What's up, everyone? Good morning or good afternoon or whatever time it is for you. I hope you are having a great day or a good start to your day. So just a quick little intro. I just got finished at the gym. It's probably about like 6:10 or so. But I already did my cardio, whatever. But what am I doing now, right? Because you got to practice what you preach. I am walking in the sun, right? I'm getting some of that morning sunlight. And if you can see it, beautiful, man. Freaking staring right at that, John, because dude, that's what you need to do. You got to get some of that morning sunlight. You know, people will tell you don't stare at the sun. I really can't give you any information about later in the day. It's probably not the greatest thing for you to do, but morning sunlight is so good for your eyes. And it's something that's not preached enough, right? If you're walking in the sun, then you are going to be able to, not only in the mornings that you're walking, you're getting blood flow to your your brain, which is good, because most of the time if you have been sleeping for 8 hours or so, the blood's probably not going to be closer to your brain. You're probably not going to function as well. So there's factors like that. Like, as if you'll notice right now, I'm staring at the sun. Freaking looks delicious. So that is one of the simple factors you can do, right? By walking, you're getting more blood flow up there. It's going to help your cognitive function, which is going to help you throughout the day, especially if you're like me and working an office job type thing where you're sitting in a dungeon all day, which is pretty dookie, but it is what it is, right? For me, I'll probably go into that a little bit today, but anyways, those are just some simple things you can do, right? I'm getting some vitamin D, which is not only great for me, but I am also going to be offsetting a natural melatonin release 12 to 14 hours from now. So when it's time to go to bed, then set, dude, I'm gonna fall asleep better. Just very, very simple factors like that will help you to optimize your mornings. But next thing you can do, like when I woke up this morning, put one of my electrolyte tablets inside of about 16 ounces of water, put some Celtic salt in there. It's got 33 minerals, right? Just made a video on this. And it's just a very positive thing you can do to get yourself hydrated, because think about it, if you're asleep for 8 hours, then obviously your body is not going to be hydrated because you haven't drank water for that time period. And you need some salt in your water, right? Drinking just regular water is not as optimal by any means. So let's just put that out there. We'll have probably a lot of people who were like, oh, salt is bad. I know my parents and a lot of people have been indoctrinated like that. Like, for example, when I was putting beer in my salt, or salt in my beer, which, number one, I do not condone drinking. I'm honestly just done drinking for probably a very long time. It's just so bad for you. And what's the point of a little bit of satisfaction right then and there, and just for when you're not where you want to be? For me, I'm nowhere where I want to be. So what is the point of drinking, right? So I can feel good about myself for a little bit and then wake up the next morning and feel like an even bigger piece of crap? No, thank you. But for example, like my dad, we were somewhere, right? Saw the salt in the beer, and he just, made a comment about like something about he doesn't do it because too much sodium, right? And that's not his fault, right? I don't sit there and look at him and think like, oh man, you're stupid, even though I'm sure some of my family members probably think that about me, which is fine. I don't care. Being the black sheep is a role you should embrace, and I definitely think that there are way too many people who are scared of what their family or their friends will say. Maybe they aren't dropping out of college, even though they know that's not for them. I'm talking about someone direct, one of my good friends, buddy. I hope you hear this, and it's all love. I'm just giving you crap, but I'm not going to call you out by name. But, embrace the role, because as a black sheep, and I'm all over the place with this, but as a black sheep, dude, I remember my senior year, my parents, like my dad and my stepmom, sat me down and basically just told me, like, look, if you don't go to college, you're not going to go anywhere in life, type thing. Like, you need to go do some sort of schooling. And that wasn't coming from a place of hate, right? At the time, it upset me. because they couldn't see my vision, even though I couldn't completely see what I was going to do, which is okay. But the thing is, they were coming from a place of love, and that's what you got to understand. A lot of people have not had the tools and resources to information that is going to help them succeed, and that's really just a huge factor with it all, right? I'm gonna turn around now so I can get back to my car, because see, the gym in the car is that way. But if you look at it, our parents have been so indoctrinated with misinformation from such an early age. And for most of us, I want to say during COVID is when, we have these supercomputers. We essentially have the Library of Alexandria at our fingertips. And so, with COVID, we were like, yeah, something ain't right here. You start to learn more and more about vaccines, what they really do to people. Our food system, right? I can't even tell you how disgusting it is, the average American's diet. And we wonder why people are getting Alzheimer's, dementia, stuff like that, cancer, when these are not things that used to exist, right? So all I'm saying is, be very cautious about what you're intaking. And that just kind of goes back to, the salt thing. I want to get back on track. But with the salt, I think it's great in the morning. The people who are going to tell you, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, are the same people who are going to be busting down on some Oreos and some Pringles and some Cheez-Its and some salty, processed BS. Excuse my language, even though I didn't actually curse. But, don't listen to them. Sorry, my storage filled up. This phone is a piece of garbage. I literally cleared all of my photos, backed everything up, and it still says it's full. My photos say it's at like 30 gigs, which doesn't make sense. I have like 700 photos. Anyways, try to educate them in a positive way. I know that in the past, I have taken somewhat of an arrogant approach, or get like very frustrated with people who have a lack of information. But some of that comes with their unwillingness to learn, and you just gotta, take a deep breath and move on, because it's like the Matrix, when Morpheus, I believe was his name, asked Neo, he's like, take the red pill, then you're gonna see everything for how it really is, and you can never go back. If you take the blue pill, you'll wake up in your bed, blah, blah, blah. Life is like that, right? People don't always want to see the truth, and they will ultimately defend the Matrix, because that's just what they do, right? It's how they've been conditioned, blah, 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 blah. So, those are just some minor things you can do to kind of help your morning. I know I got very off track, but the next thing I'm going to go into is, your day-to-day situation, right? As someone who went from a job, someone just almost hit me with their car. I had to put my hand out. Freaking idiots. But it is what it is. What was I saying? Day-to-day, right? I used to be in management for the United States Postal Service, where even when my year in Arizona, I was supervisor customer service, I was still interacting with people all day and moving around a lot more than the job I'm doing now. And in the 6 months that I was in Florida in distribution, dude, I was getting, at least 20,000 steps. It was insane. But I'm going to make this quick just in case my storage fills up. But, right, I'm absolutely miserable in my job, which sucks. But, right, you got to go through hell before you get to heaven. And, a diamond is made under pressure. That's how it works. So, though it's been hard, I also realized that I could be suffering in other areas that are way more productive for the lifestyle I want to live, rather than being so miserable that my mental health is just very bad. And I work in suicide prevention. I'm not going to go in depth on the position I have, because I don't want the agency to look bad or anything, when it's a great agency. It's just simply my position. But so what did I do, right? I knew, I got to take the leap. I've already taken this huge leap back to Kansas, which is not something I thought would happen, but let the Lord's will be done. And from there, I'm 2 hours away from home in Topeka, Kansas. So might as well just make the move back. So luckily I found a gig that I'm very excited about. I'm not going to go into too much depth on that either right now, but it's actually going to be doing what I want to do. A lot of learning from a very successful guy, right? This dude's a business owner. He's about it, right? So the fact that I'll be able to have a mentor is just so freaking beautiful. I'm very excited about that. And then also being able to help with my good friend's business as well, because the businesses are right next to each other. So it's gonna work out very freaking beautifully in my opinion. And also being able to do more sales, right? Because for me, it's about connections and networking. So I think sales is very huge for that. I don't think I know. So there's a lot of aspects that I think are going to be better, right? And what I'm kind of getting at this is you are the gatekeeper of your own destiny. I had kind of said something about my buddy who's, you know, doesn't want to be in college, knows it's not for him, knows it's not what is going to, you know, get him where he wants to be. And I just urge you, take a step back. Is this the life you want to live? Or are you at least working towards the life you want to live? The year and a half that I was in management for the United States Postal Service, as like a permanent supervisor, sucked. Like the job sucked for the most part. Very, very stressful. I mean, if you work for USPS, you know how stressful it can be as a worker. In management, it's horrible because you've got the unions under you who only fight for crappy employees for the most part. And then not only that, the company from the top is ran like crap. So there's no balance and you're just in the middle trying to mediate. And if you're a good person and actually care and want to make a difference for your employees like I did, right? That's why I got into leadership after seeing so many bad leaders, right? Then it sucks. But here's the thing. I was able to work towards what I wanted by building a great resume, making a lot of money to funnel into assets, buy Bitcoin, buy crypto. This is not financial advice, but, you know, I was able to still set myself up. So it is necessary to suffer, but ask yourself, is the suffering that you are doing, is it actually getting you farther in life, right? I think every, you know, part of suffering will help you to grow. But is this the suffering that you need to be doing at this point in time, or are you prolonging what you want and what God has in store for you? So with that, I'm going to end this video. I need to get home, shower, and get to work. But I just, I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to, you know, pray, seek the Lord, because Jesus loves you and God has a plan for you. Nothing that you have done in your life, is not bigger than the Lord and his grace and mercy for you, and that no matter what you've done, you can still be redeemed, right? So I urge you, seek the Lord. God loves you. He's changed my life. Help me to not be so arrogant and egotistical, and ultimately just try to be a better person. And that's what it's helped to do. But I love you guys. I hope you have a great day, and this is where we're going to end it.